Hi boys and girls, and welcome to your Worst Witch vocabulary lesson for today, Wednesday the 24th of February. So today we're just going to be writing the sentences with the words that we circled last week in chapter 5 from the Worst Witch. So open your Worst Witch copies on the next blank page and have your pencil nicely sharpened and ready to go. We're going to start with our title, like we always do, the Worst Witch vocabulary. Capital T for the Worst Witch, W-O-R-S-T, worst, finger space, witch, capital T, or capital T, I mean capital W, the Worst Witch, W-I, don't forget the T, that's what was in my brain, don't forget the T in witch, W-I-T-C-H, the Worst Witch, and capital V for vocabulary, V-O-C-A-B, vocab, U, Larry, L-A-R-Y. So neatest cursive writing. I look forward to seeing these copies because you hadn't started these copies at all before Christmas, so I look forward to seeing your lovely neat writing and all of your Worst Witch work in these when we return to school very soon. Okay, so the words from last week. We had our 5 words. Can you remember the first word? Probably not. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I'm supposed to write what chapter it is first. So, chapter 5, these are the words from chapter 5. So, capital C, H-A-P, chap, T-E-R, chapter, then a nice big 5. And from what I've seen so far and the nice messages you've sent, you seem to be enjoying this novel, which I'm glad to hear because it is a very good novel. It's good fun. Nice and imaginative. Okay, now the first word. Can you remember? It was the word responsibility. R-E-S, response, P-O-N-S, R-E-S-P-O-N-S, ability, I-B-I-L-I-T-Y. So that's quite a long word. 3 I's, and don't forget to cross your T. R-E-S-P-O-N-S-I-B-I-L-I-T-Y. Responsibility. And do you remember what responsibility means? Yes, it means to be responsible for something. It's a duty, or a responsibility is something that you're expected to do well. That's a responsibility. Good. Number 2. Inside the margin, remember we put the numbers, and don't forget to skip your lines. Number 2 is the word clattered. Clattered. C-L-A-T-T, E-R-E-D, clattered. 2 T's like that. Now, we actually came across this word earlier in the year. So the word clattered, first of all, it means to make or cause a rattling sound. It's a really good word when you're describing noise. And it was in our poem that we learned for Halloween, called The Visitor by Ian Serralier. So do you remember the poem about the ring? And we did the pictures about the skeleton. So the skeleton who came back to haunt the couple that stole his ring. And at the end of the poem, after the wife was saying, "What was that, William? What did it say? Don't worry." Oh, he says, "Throw the ring out the window, throw it away." Do you remember that? And the wife threw it. The skeleton leapt from the sill, scooped up the ring, and clattered downhill, fainter and fainter. Then all was still. Do you remember that? So clattered there was describing the skeleton's bones clattering and clashing off each other as he went into the distance. So it was a great word to use, and that's why it's a good one to learn, clattered. Number 3 is the word persuade. Persuade. To persuade. So to persuade someone is to try to get someone to do something and to influence their opinion. And it comes from the word persuasion. So if you're persuading someone, you're like, come on, do it, it'll be good. Trying to get them to see your point of view, usually. Okay, number 4 is the word admitted. 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 So dot your I, cross your 2 T's, and to admit something is to take ownership of it. You're owning up to something. You're saying, yes, I did that. Okay, it was me. So if you were hiding something and then finally you said, okay, actually you're confessing it is me, it means you're admitting that you did it. Admitted. Okay, and our last word, number 5, was the word marvelous. So 5 inside the margin again. Marvelous, and marvelous is a good word to describe something that is wonderful or superb. Marvelous. And I don't know if any of you have read the Roald Dahl book, George's Marvelous Medicine. If you haven't, it's one I would certainly recommend. It's quite an easy read. It's one of Roald Dahl's shorter novels, but an enjoyable one nonetheless. So marvelous is if something is wonderful. So George's Marvelous Medicine is about, obviously, medicine that's really wonderful or superb. So that's the word marvelous, a good word for great. If you said I had a good day playing with my friends, well, it's even better to say I had a marvelous day playing with my friends. Marvelous. So we have responsibility, clattered, persuade, admitted, and marvelous. Now remember, in the activity box back on Seesaw, I have included examples of sentences for all of these words, so you can have a look at those there to give you ideas, but I obviously want you to write sentences of your own, not just to copy all of mine, because then you're not using your own brains and learning for yourself. So I'll give you my first sentence today if you want. You can take this and write it in your copy, and if not, that's no problem. It's even more wonderful if you can, or even more marvelous if you can think of sentences of your own or a sentence of your own. So the first one is responsibility, and the sentence I'm going to write is, it is my responsibility. It is my responsibility, 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 3 I's. It is my responsibility to keep my desk. To keep my desk what? Well done. To keep my desk tidy. It is my responsibility to keep my desk. So desk, D-E-S-K. My desk tidy. T-I-D-Y. At school. And that is true because you know I like a clean classroom, so it is all of your responsibilities to take care of your own desk at school and keep it tidy every day. It is my responsibility to keep my desk tidy at school. And you could say a similar sentence, because at home, what is your responsibility at home? Probably to keep your room tidy, or your playroom tidy. So remember, after each sentence, take a red twistable or a red pen and underline the words, the new vocabulary that we've learned. Underline them in each sentence. Okay, so responsibility, clattered, persuade, admitted, and marvelous. And I look forward to seeing your sentences. Bye.